Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and today we're going to do an unboxing and hands-on with the Ulefone Power. This is the first Ulefone for 2016. It's also the first Ulefone device to have a really massive battery. In this case, it's a 6050 mAh battery. Now yesterday I already posted a few photos onto Gizchina of the Ulefone Power, plus my first impressions, and you can see a link for that below. But in this video we're going to go through all the different details, take a look at the quality of the phone, and see some of the features. Alright, so if we just open up the box, you can see that we've been sent the white version of the Ulefone Power. Now Ulefone will launch a silver white model with a white face just like this, a dark blue version of the phone with a black panel, and we have the white version with a wood panel on the rear. So we've got this wood look rear panel. It's not real wood, but it does have a wooden texture to it, and it does look rather authentic. Alright, let's see what else is inside the box before we go through more features. So underneath the phone, first thing you'll see, we've got a tool there for removing the SIM tray. We've got a silicone rear cover there, that's to protect the wooden panel on the back of the phone. We've also got a screen protector. This is an additional screen protector, there's also already one applied to the phone. We've got a set of earphones with a microphone there for hands-free. We've got a USB cable. We've got this massive charger. Now this charger is a quick charging, a fast charging device for the Ulefone Power. With this charger, apparently you can charge the 6050 mAh battery from 0 to 100% in only 2 hours. So that is pretty impressive. We're going to have to test that for the full review. And the final detail we've got is this OTG cable. So considering as this has got such a massive battery, what you can do is plug that OTG cable in there and actually charge other devices from the Ulefone Power. And we've seen a video of the Ulefone Power charging an iPhone 6 already. Alright, let's take a look at the phone itself. So this is a 5.5 inch Full HD display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection on it. We've got an 8 megapixel OmniVision camera on the front. We've got the receiver and the proximity sensors there. And between those, we've got an LED notification light. And it is an RGB notification light. You've got 3 colors to choose from, depending on what you want it to show for your messages, your charging, and your low battery status. In the bottom, on the chin, we've got a home button, and we also have the other buttons here, the back and the menu button. But as far as I can tell, they're not backlit, and there are no icons for the back or the menu buttons either. But if you are used to Android, it's not an issue. You just, muscle memory will tell you where these buttons are. Alright, on the rear of the phone we've got this non-removable plastic panel. In this case it's a wood look panel, and Ulefone say that they're trying to make each wooden panel look slightly different from one another, just like real wood. So the chances are if you pick up 2 different wood panel Ulefone Powers, they will look slightly different on the rear. It has a wood texture to it, and it looks really authentic, to be perfectly honest. It's only when you pick up the phone you feel it, you can tell that it is plastic, but looking at it, it does look like a good, nice wooden panel. We've got this 30 megapixel Sony IMX214 rear camera, a single touch fingerprint scanner, so that means even if the phone is locked and off, the screen is black, you just touch that once and it will awake and it will unlock as well. We've got a dual LED flash, we've got the Ulefone logo there, and we've got this really big looking speaker grill, but as you can see the speaker is just located there to the left. Now around the phone we've got this really nice aluminium chassis. Now on the photos that I took yesterday, I was taking the photos while the sun was setting, so we got really intense light coming through, and there was a lot of shadow cast on the phone, and a few people mentioned that some of the different items of the phone, the build quality didn't look as good as I'd mentioned it is in the write-up. But actually, in actual fact, if you look around the phone, if I just focus here, you can see that the build quality is really nice. There are no huge gaps. Really, really well made. Around the camera you can see it's all really, really well made, nicely fitted. The aluminium chassis is really well made. It's very, very nicely machined. There's a bit of a gap there below the camera button, but nothing much. The buttons are really, there's no rattling, they're really well fitted. Again, the bottom, nicely fitting, no issues. Yeah, I said it was really well made in the write-up yesterday, and I stand by it. It's a really, really nicely made phone. Ulefone always do make pretty well made phones, and they've not let us down with the Ulefone Power. Just going around the phone, you can see that we've got the shutter button, as already mentioned, and that's in a perfect location if you're going to take a selfie. So you can just hit that button with your thumb, or if you're left-handed, with your index finger. We've got the power button slightly further up, and we've got this volume control at the top. In the base, we've got the micro USB. We've got that SIM tray on the left, and if I just open that up, you'll see that there's room for 2 micro SIM cards, or 1 SIM card and an SD card. And you can put up to a 128 gigabyte SD card in the Ulefone Power. So overall, that's the outside of the phone. Let's take a look at the inside. So if I just tap that fingerprint scanner, there you go, it unlocks straight away. And you can see the UI for the Ulefone Power is very similar to a stock Android system. It's running Android 5.1. If we just look at the settings, go to About the Phone, you can see running Android 5.1. But Ulefone say that they will be releasing an Android 6 update for the phone in, I think it's March, I'll have to double check that. You can see with the screen on and the menu settings on, we do have a black border around the screen. But this just seems to be a style that Chinese manufacturers have adopted for 2015 and obviously early 2016. We might see this design idea continue throughout the year, or they might move on to something else. While we're in the settings as well, you can see we've got the settings there for the LED notification light, which is at the top there. We've also got settings for adding fingerprints, which I'll show you how to do in a moment. We've got gesture unlock, so if you turn these on, you can double tap to wake, draw a C to open the camera, and other different gestures, plenty of them to choose from. We've also got hot knot on here too. So a lot of different items and features in here. So you know, overall it's a very, very feature-packed phone considering the $170, $180 price tag. Okay, while we're in here, let's take a look at the fingerprint, and let's add a fingerprint. So you've got to add a PIN number before you add a fingerprint. And we'll go down to the bottom, new fingerprint. Now, this is a little bit different to what I'm used to. Normally, we don't see this option when we're adding a fingerprint on a phone. But in the case of the Ulefone Power, you have to tell the phone which finger you're adding. So in this case, I'm going to add my middle finger, my right middle finger. So continue. And this is going to be a bit awkward now, isn't it? So if I touch this, there we go. This is a very weird feeling. So just keep tapping the fingerprint. So a few times, I think it's about 10 times or so, you've got to add it. There you go, come on, there we go. And that's added, that's already added. Quick start, I'll just add unlock, and then out of that. And that's added now, you can see my right middle finger is added. Let's see if that works. So, it's going to be a bit weird to touch there. There you go. There we go, right middle finger, and it unlocks straight away. Let's try that again. There you go, unlock straight away. So very, very accurate fingerprint scanner. Overall, you know, all the features look pretty good. Let's take a look at that camera, 13 megapixel rear camera. This is a very basic camera application. We've got the flash on there. Let's turn that flash off. Let's bring in the Ulefone Power box, take a photo of that. So this is a Sony IMX214 camera. Really fast taking photos. Obviously we need to take the camera outside and get some real photos of it. But the IMX214 is a pretty standard camera now. We've seen it on a lot of phones throughout 2016, so it should be pretty good. Any other features? I think that's it. I think that's everything that we need to know about the Ulefone Power. I'm going to do a full review of the phone, and we'll post that on Gizchina very soon. In the link below you can see some more photos of the Ulefone Power, plus my first impressions of the phone, which are very good. I'm really impressed with it. For a new 2016 device, this is really well made and really feature packed, and for the price, so far so good, but we'll find out about everything in the full review coming soon. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. Thanks for your time.